Stream elements. Bill 1949T is now live. Streaming DCS World, My Flight Simming, DCS. My Flight Simming, DCS.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
little bit of weaving there to bleed off some speed because I was a bit too fast. Gear down.
I suppose you've got the other updates to take.
I just heard Laxor's voice, but I don't know why. Laxor copy.
The jet fighter. Hello. Is that a Spitfire?
Hello, Jet. Yes, indeed it is, sir. Oops, I've had one of my wheels shot. Hang on. Rear gunner. Oh, I'm talking on everything. Hold on. The rear gunner on the bomber that I just shot down obviously took out my left tyre. So I'm listening to left. Let's pull over to the right for now and get repaired. Yes, it's a Mark 9 Spit. We're in DCS. I think you will have seen that probably. Do you fly in DCS, Jet? Yeah, look. I got my tyre when they shot my wing. Luckily not much else damaged, so I'll get repaired and get rearmed.
Request repair. Copy.
The jet fighter. Used to fly, but my motherboard went kaput. I'm waiting for a new one.
Oh, that's very sad, Jet. I've been there myself. Had to change the motherboard and stuff. Mine wasn't completely dead, but it was showing indications of something odd. But I upgraded in changing it. Of course, I upgraded.
124, check.
Yeah, copy.
Request rearming.
Did you speak earlier on? I know I did hear a voice, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I did speak. It was what I said though. Yeah, I'm just saying I just need to restart DCS because Tracker isn't getting redetected anymore on a rescan, so I just need to reload.
Okay, all right. Catch you in a bit. Okay, 90 seconds for reload. They won't rearm me because I've obviously got a leak. I can't see it. If I've got a fuel leak or something, they won't work on the aircraft until it's been repaired. They won't rearm and refuel until it's been repaired. So that's another just over a minute. Yeah, so this is the Mark 9. To me, the top of the tree of all Spits.
I'd consider it back when the in-game stuff didn't exist. I considered it, and we sort of decided against it because it was another component to keep up to date. So it would cause people issues. The in-game cockpit radios are all baked in, so there is nothing to keep updated.
I think Laxor thinks he's only talking to his stream at the moment.
So it's
he's talking to
quite
everything.
smooth from an end user.
We do that occasionally by accident. Laxor, was that meant for your stream or for me? 'Cause I didn't quite understand it all.
Yeah, so I'm on push to talk, talking to JC in Discord, but also the same push to talk to speak on the aircraft radios, which causes confusion sometimes.
Okay, okay, no worries. It's a little bit muffled. What? Let me see. What aircraft you in? Can't see you on the list. What aircraft you in? It's probably certain aircraft radio. Oh, we're being repaired. Certain aircraft radios here create a very muffled sound. Like a Spitfire and e.g. the P-51, they're nice and clear.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He obviously didn't hear what I said, so he's talking to JC at the moment. Just happens to be the same push to talk. Okay, I'll get rearmed.
Craft I was in. I'm the Gazelle, just to the south of Mustang.
Request rearming. Copy.
Doesn't take long to get rearmed, that's a good thing. Then I'll just take off and decide where I'm going to go. What's on the map? Got a couple of A20s, another one there. We've got 4109s. I think those are passive. I don't think that they return fire. Good target practice, but not necessarily good for dogfighting. These ones, on the other hand, I believe are hostile. On the ones on the top left there, I think they will be hostile. But a long way away. Okay, I've been rearmed. Let's get started. Am I clear for takeoff? Laxor might have actually left because I know he said he had to restart DCS at some point. So I'm going to assume I'm safe, move to the centre of the runway-ish. Okay, just a quick recheck. Nose down is set to neutral. Flaps are up. I don't remember putting my flaps down when I landed. I don't think it did. That would have helped actually. But that's because I think I was talking at the time. I think Laxor was saying something, or something was diverting me anyway. So obviously I missed the flaps. Okay, stick back. Full right Aidan and throttle up and away we go. Brake is off. trying to see if Laxor's down there in a chopper, but I couldn't see him. Engine sound in this is beautiful, with the canopy open anyway. Oh, A20. Oh no, it's not. It's a piece of debris floating in the middle of nowhere, perhaps. There's an A20. Enemy bomber, even though it's an A20.
Jet fighter. I like that chapter voice you have. What program do you use for that? Very useful.
It's one of the OBS features. Not OBS. Hang on. Let me think. I've set it up so long ago, I can't remember. It must be Restream, a Restream feature, where you can get chat to voice. But I mean otherwise I don't know the messages have come in. I don't check the chat that much visually, but as soon as I hear her speaking, even if I don't catch what she said, it prompts me to look across at what was written. Very useful, yes, I agree. I know I've taken some damage, but I don't know what. I won't jump out of the aircraft and take a look, because I wouldn't be able to do that in reality, so I'm going to land. Oh yeah, the text to voice is definitely something I wouldn't want to be without, because otherwise I'd miss a load of messages. That quick glimpse of the gear wasn't for me, it was for more for the viewers. I like to very briefly switch to that view so that the viewers can see the gear come down. Listen for the engine volume to pick up as I get reflected noise off the engine sound off the runway. There we are. Oh, I think they've got a tyre again. I've seen a bit down on the right. Oh, maybe not. Perhaps it's just my bad landing. I'll jump out and take a look. I'll move to the north edge of the runway in case Laxor needs the runway. Yeah, so Jet, I hope you get your Mobo sorted out and able to get back to DCS. That would be good. Jump out and take a look. Yeah, engine area has taken hits on that side at least. Wings are not too bad. Nothing really on the body. So he caught my engine area, so I don't know if there's damage there. Have I got leakage? I'm not seeing any leakage. Well, I had leakage last time, I believe, and I couldn't see it. Let's get them flaps up. I guess with engine damage or damage to the engine area, I need to get repaired really, so I'll do that.
Request repair.
Copy.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
Okay, so I haven't got any leaks, any fuel leaks anyway, because otherwise it would have said unable to comply when I wanted refuel and rearm.
Refueling complete.
Okay, so there's Laxor. I don't know what his radio would sound like in that aircraft. I can't remember. We are using the aircraft radios rather than something like Discord or whatever, so it's more realistic. And in fact, if we crash, we then lose comms because we haven't got an aircraft, so therefore we haven't got a radio. And the radios sound, not from my viewers, for my viewers they'll just hear my voice like this, which is like talking on Discord, but they'll hear Laxor, etc. Anyone else that's on there on the radio, they will hear them in more like a radio type voice, so it is a bit more immersive in that sense. And Laxor's viewers will hear me speaking with a sound like a radio. That's Laxor there in the chopper. One of the purposes of the choppers is that when we hit ground units, when they're destroyed, they leave behind a container, and then Laxor in something like that, looks like a Huey, or maybe not, I don't know, but he can go and collect the container and bring it back for processing in those two. There's two like processing units. One's got the 4 chimneys, and further over to the left there's another one, looks more like a fuel processing dump, and they can drop the containers there and restock the supply of the airfield. Oh, we've just been put up on the ramps, we're being repaired. So restock. If we don't do that, if I was to say jump in an A10, I've got to put rockets on, and I find out I haven't got all the rockets, and it's because they haven't got them. They've run out. They've put some rockets on, but then run out. So that's a bit more realistic, and it means that we do have to, where possible, get people in choppers up there to bring back some supplies for us. Okay, let's jump in. I think we're good to start, and I must remember to set my nose down trim. Set it to neutral, that is. Engine is warm, so just 3 pumps will do it. Crack the throttle and start up. Adjust my nose down trim to give it neutral. Hit for takeoff. Once I'm taken off, I'll bring it back up to just above 1 division of nose up, and that should trim it out for reasonably level flight. Okay, break off, move centre runway. Please feel good, folks, to say hello. And when you go, please let me know. If I'm talking to you, I end up talking to myself if I don't know you've gone, and that's embarrassing. So let me know if you go, and feel good to say hello anyway. It doesn't cost anything, it's non-committal, and it does make for a better general interaction and a better experience. Okay, break off. Stick back, full right aileron, and away we go. Gear is now brought up, and I've adjusted my nose trim to just fractionally over one division of nose up. There's an A20 somewhere behind me, so I can see if I can get on his 6. But he's going to be going fast. Going to catch up. If our guys don't shoot him down first. I'm at full throttle. Rock pitch is fully fine. I'll climb up to him, I'll lose speed. I don't want to do that. Coming at me from underneath is, to me, not a bad manoeuvre anyway. Can't seem to shoot the gunners in DCS.
Hello, I'm sorry I haven't tuned in a while. I've been busy trying to get into reserve for the Royal Navy, and currently my application is processing.
Okay, Badger, I'll come back in a second. Hold on, son. I couldn't hear it properly. I'll have to read it, but obviously that's not a good idea at this time. So I'll come back to you soon. Stand by. But he's fast. I'm full black and I'm not really catching up with him. We'll have to cut the corner. He's firing at me. He's gone. We've got messages cropping up elsewhere, so I'll want to check them in a minute. But I'll read Badger's message once I'm safe. thought I closed my canopy, but I didn't, and that didn't help me because I would have found it more difficult to pick up speed. Canopy causing drag. Silly boy. Now I thought I just shot that guy down. Now let's see a different one. I think that's the one I just shot down. There he is. Canopy closed this time. Well, he's got to go down. Okay, Badger, let me, I keep getting diverted. I'll land because I'm running out of ammo. I'll land and then I'll read your message, sorry. Hopefully you'll still be there. Anyone there, please, if you're speaking to me or if I'm speaking to you, let me know when you go so that I don't end up talking to myself. Okay, I'm going to concentrate a bit on landing now. Open the canopy. Cockpit's fully fine. It already is because I was chasing that guy. Ha 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 ha. They hit my engine up to try and land on this taxiway. Gear going down. Flaps down. Of course, I'm not sure they'll repair me, so I might still have a problem. Got a collapsed gear, I think. Or maybe not. Let's take a look. No, it's alright, but it listed well over to the right there. But I'm down safe. I wonder if they will repair me. Let's see.
Request repair.
No, I didn't get a copy, so they can't hear me. So I'm not going to get repaired where I am. My engine's failed, so I can't taxi to somewhere where they'll repair me. I've got to respawn. Now, this is where the viewers might want to pitch in. I can respawn again in a Spitfire, which is my favourite aircraft, so there's a bit of a clue there. Or maybe a Mosquito or even an A10. A10 takes longer to start up, but it's a good fun aircraft. I'll leave that to yourselves in case someone's got a preference. Let me read Badger's message. Ah, Badger. So, reserved for Royal Navy. Application processing. Well, good luck with that, sir. Good luck with that. Well done. Good to you. Good for you. So I'll prepare to select a new role. Anyone got preferences as to what I fly? I'll tell you what, I'm going to take an A10. As I say, it takes longer to start up, but it's a good fun aircraft. And of course, assuming that we haven't run out of them on the airfield, I'll have air-to-air missiles. So I could go for these A20s with air-to-air, or the 109.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
I'm just going to have a quick check on my other screen for some messages that came in.
Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
Stand by, folks. I'm just having to reply to a message. Okay, I'm back. I just finished typing a message, so I'll now get this A10 started. Do you want to take a look? So here we are, cold and dark. Let's get in and get started. Well, first of all, I'll ask to be rearmed because we start off with nothing in it. Did I do that already? I think I might have done that. Hold on. Yes, I did. I'm fully armed with all rockets and 4 air-to-air, 2 on each wingtip. Okay, so I'm rearmed, so that's fine. So let's get the engine started then. Engines plural, of course. I'll put the throttles back
The
on their
dumb badger.
stops.
Sorry, I have to go now. Have fun and stay safe.
Okay, Badger, thanks for being there. It's good that you popped in. Hope you get your mobo sorted out, and who knows, we might be able to see you in this mission. Take care, mate. TTFN. Right, throttles are back on the idle position. That's Laxor just zooming by. So that's the APUs coming up. When the APU gets to 100%, I can start the engines. The port engine first. When that engine gets to 60 psi, I can start the starboard engine. I also can put the radio on once. Well, in fact, I think I can put the radio on now. Let's give that a shot. Okay, radio is kicking in. Quick radio check.
Gotcha.
Thank you. I'm in A10. I meant to say earlier on that I was swapping aircraft, but I didn't. So there would have been radio silence from me for a little while. So back again.
Roger.
Okay, the APU is at 100. Let's start the port engine. Of course, I'm feeling all this as well because I'm sitting on a pad that has under each thigh and in the back, pressing in the small of the back, I've got altogether 6 transducers, and they are giving me vibes that correspond to things like engine started, APU running, and that sort of stuff. And flaps up, down, gear down, touchdown, all sorts of stuff. I'm just going to check messages again, stand by. Okay, start port engines running. Let's get starboard engine running. Except I haven't refocused on the game, so on DCS, so I need to do that before the before the aircraft will respond to my throttle and stick. There we go. Starboard engines running up. And there's Laxor. Nice.
Oh, I nearly messed it up because the frame rate dropped just as I was next to your right wing.
Yeah, the radio in that one is pretty poor, but I get what you mean. Yeah, my frame rate dropped as well a bit. I think probably at a similar time. Okay, I think engines are fully up, so I'll turn the APUs off. I need to set my seat height, get the chocks out, and a few other bits and pieces. Oh, let's get my nav sorted out. Okay, that's all sorted. I'll get the chocks taken away.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Before my armament is ready, all these have to reacquire their dots beside them. That one, like that one has. And then I can hit DSMS and see what I've got on board and select the armaments that I want to use. Right, the dots are all there. I'm seeing choppers up there, but I know that they've got missiles too, and they are deadly. So I'm not sure. I'll select ground. Well, not the moment, but well, I can do. Yeah, I can. Ordinary ground rockets selected for now, and I'll change to air if I feel I've got the opportunity. Right, what have I forgotten? APUs are off. Engine auto control. I can switch that and the switch will move, but the light doesn't go off. Ah, it actually went off that time. It must be a timing thing, because it actually went off that time. Okay, adjust for seat. Actually, I'll set my track IR as well. Okay, I think we're good to go. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I might be talking to myself, of course, because there's only one viewer and it could be a bot. Okay, I think I'm good. Oh, I haven't put any lights on. I thought I had. Obviously, I thought it, but didn't do it. Okay, we've got lights now anyway. I need to lock the two throttles together. Of course, this is a replica of what's actually in that aircraft in terms of throttle unit and various switches here and stick. Okay, I'm probably talking to a bot. No, oh, I'm sending a message. Okay, had a message, responded, back to DCS. Throttle up, away we go. I'll put the canopy down as we move off. Chocks are out. But I hadn't turned on my nose wheel steering, so I nearly ended up on the grass. And if you do that in one of these, you ain't going to get off because the nose wheel just digs in and you're stuck. Oh, very nice.
Well, technically what it's supposed to do, because well, for me, that sounded like the wheels of a Spitfire touching down.
You might have to try backing off the mic. It's almost like it's mic distortion, so you could try backing off the mic and see if that helps.
I was wondering if it...
Oh, I closed my canopy. I must have let go. Or no, I was probably talking as I pressed it, which means that the canopy switch gets gobbled up by the chat push to talk button. Okay, let's put some flaps on. There's the flaps gauge. I'll throttle up to about 145. At the moment it shows 50 because that's the minimum it can show. When it gets to 70, I'll take off the nose wheel steering, let the rudder take authority, and rotate about 145. Okay, throttle up with the brakes on. Brakes off. Very twitchy on the nose wheel. Right, 50 odd, 60, 70. Nose wheel steering is off, relying now just on the airflow over the rudder. 112, 112. Stand by. Gear up. And flaps up. Guessing that's Laxor there down there about to take off again, unless someone else has joined without me realising. There's an A20, so I might go for that with an air-to-air. He's at 7,000 feet, and I've got a long way to go for that. Oh, actually, there's one over to the right as well. Perhaps he's a closer target. I might wait for him to make a turn, assuming that he does. Of course, in talking and staying on the map, I'm all over the place. There he is. I can just see a little black dot. Just gone behind my mirror. Just come back into view. He's going to be in the front windscreen soon. There he is. And I arm my air.
124, check, MI8.
Right, I don't know what damage I did him, but he must have sustained some kind of damage from that. I might give him another rocket. Don't normally, but I might. Well, that must have messed him up. Guns now. Well, that's definitely messed him up. I don't think he's showing or crediting us with air kills. Let's just take a look. Hold on. No, see, look. It's not showing any kills for aircraft. I'm not sure. I think it does for ground. I'm not sure, but definitely not showing them for aircraft. There's a bunch of trucks and infantry in a field to the north of the airfield. The airfield is in front of us at the moment, and we are closest to its north edge. And the units I'm talking about are pretty much in the direction I'm looking now, but I can't actually see them yet. Switch to ground rockets. There's the units I'm talking about. Now to the right of that there's a parallel line of infantry that we can't even actually see. I know that they're there. Okay, I think I'm seeing them now.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
I was shooting in the wrong place to start with, but then they identified themselves by firing at me. I got some of them, but they're pretty dangerous. And all those little dots now where the infantry were are probably containers which Laxor could collect in his helicopter and take them back to the airfield for processing, to give us more fuel and ammo. I'm going to now attack those that line of trucks. I'll give them rockets. I've got plenty.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
That was reasonably successful, but about half a dozen or more got away.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Too conveniently to the side of the road there. I think because I should be able to find them, so I'll go for those and just hope that the infantry units aren't too active, because like I said, they're fairly deadly. Okay, so they're just to the right of that road. For those not familiar, you'll see that they burn for a while and then they explode.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
I think I got them both. Yeah, I've got them both. Let's try some guns on some of these remaining trucks.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Altitude.
Oh, took it too low. Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, Laxor's got a container. I assume it's Laxor, I don't know. Yeah, there he is. We'll just watch Laxor for a minute, just to see, just to demonstrate what he's doing. I don't know where he picked that up from, but he needs to dump it, that container, somewhere around one of these two processing units. Okay, so he's going to drop it at this one by the looks of it. It's swinging about a bit, and of course it's swinging and swaying, so he's also actually going to make it more difficult for him to fly the helicopter. I think he has to drop the container and then land beside it before he can release his cable. He's having to fly very carefully, very gently, because of making the container swing about. So he can't just suddenly rush in there and drop it. I think there's some little red markers there. I suspect he has to drop it inside those markers, between the building and the markers. And if ever my view changes to my left, it's because I'm looking at my other, one of my other two screens. Okay, so he's now in a position where he can probably gently lower that container and maybe land beside it to release his cable. He's dropping slowly. There's the shadow of the container. And there's the shadow of the chopper. Ah, whoa. Okay, I think that signifies that he's managed to do it. He didn't have to land beside it, he's just dropped it. I'm assuming it's okay and not damaged. So I'll jump in an aircraft. Is there a preference as to which aircraft I jump in? Let me know. You've got 20 seconds or so to let me know. Okay, I'm going to come away from this and select a roll. Spitfire or A10 or Mosquito. You can have the choice if you want to.
Jester 3265. Spit.
The right choice, Chester. Thank you. I'm always happy to fly a Spit. And this one, as even actually Laxor put my name on it as well for me. Well, he has when I select the right livery. Stand by.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
You are. There you are. BIL, then another L, 1949. That's me. Jester, whereabouts are you on the planet? What country are you in, sir?
Refueling complete.
Okay, open the covers for the boost and starter. Put on
Rearming complete.
the fuel pump and the fuel cock. Fuel pump is on. Fuel cock is open. Turn on the magnetos.
Jester
Prime the engine.
3265. UK dude, I fly spit remote with goggles.
Spit remote with goggles. I'm not sure what you mean there. You fly the spit. Do you mean with like VR? And is that in DCS? Four pumps. Correct the throttle. Push my two buttons and throw forward my mixture lever. Making sure brake is on. I'll check my radio of Laxor, assuming that his radio is on. Radio check. Spit remote with goggles. I'm still working that one out, Jester.
Jester 3265. I've got an RC model, attached camera in front of cockpit.
Oh,
Use
brilliant.
goggles for cockpit view. Fly
That's
around
great.
the park.
So yeah, you haven't got to sort of think the aircraft orientation. You're in the aircraft as you're flying. That sounds phenomenal. Brilliant. Adjusting for neutral nose trim at the moment. That's what seems to suit me best. And I'll adjust the rudder to double D of the rudder of the word rudder about 3 o'clock. Okay, pilot in place. Pilot in place might seem a bit gamey, but in reality, if you look down at the stick, you don't see an empty stick, you see your hand on it.
265. Amazing out-of-body feeling, similar to DCS World. Only got PS4. Jester 3265. For simulator flying.
Well, yeah, I bet it is an amazing feeling to be looking at that, you know, flying your aircraft in reality, sitting in the cockpit whilst you're standing on the ground. That sounds brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's the way to do RC, isn't it? I can't remember. Did I ask you? Did you say? Do you fly DCS at all? I know you said you're UK. You said similar to DCS, so assuming you must at some point fly DCS. Okay, I think I'm good to roll. quick check with Laxor, see if he's got his ears on yet. Laxor, radio check. He's obviously not got his radio on, or perhaps there's something about the radio in that aircraft. Assuming he's still in the chopper, I don't know, I haven't looked. Lester, I'm assuming that you're aware of the way we taxi in a Spitfire in reality, and that is to turn right, you have to give it right rudder and then put the brake on, and the braking gets applied to the right wheel.
Can't look around, just fixed front view. I used to fly DCS and Microsoft Flight Sim with all the guys in the towers. Only fly PS5 now, but maybe next year for outdoor.
Well, it still sounds pretty good. Be nice if you could do head tracking as well in that aircraft. That would be even that would be brilliant if you could do that as well. I don't know. Can you? Is it feasible to do that? I don't know. Yeah. So to turn right, I'm giving it right rudder and applying brake so that the brake gets applied to the right wheel, and vice versa for left turning. If I have neutral rudder, then it puts braking to both wheels. I don't know how that works on your RC. I just want to check a couple of messages quickly.
Jester 3265. Definitely can, but she's a light plane, and although I've not looked into it lately, it would be too heavy for her.
Okay. Nevertheless, an amazing thing you've got there. Okay, I can respond to that message a bit later, but in the meantime, I'll read it and I can take off. Trims are set. Yep, so I'm good to go.
Jester 3265. No brakes, only flaps.
Only flaps, okay. So, and of course, when you're taxiing, you must use just the rudder.
3265. Let's fly.
Yeah, let's fly. And in this model and in the real spit, it'll be stick full back, full right aileron, throttle up, letting the stick coming forward to its normal position. The nose will drop. I'll get to about 85-ish miles an hour, and then I'll rotate it, get the gear up, adjust my trim, close canopy, etc. There we go.
Jester 3265. Yes, just rudder. She's nose heavy, isn't she?
Well, she will be nose heavy in the real sense, that's for sure, because of that lovely engine at the front. This aircraft engine that I have here, or rather the sound, is not the DCS Spitfire engine sound. It's created by Echo 19, and I think they've done a phenomenal job. It sounds beautiful. If I close the canopy, it still sounds good, but I love it with the canopy open. Let's close it. So that's just the bland engine sound. If I open the canopy, you get like a slight phasing effect of prop wash and the air rushing by. Let's open it.
Just a 3,265. She sounds beautiful with the canopy open.
Absolutely, yeah, I've done it. It's absolutely lovely. And so it sounds nice enough with the engine closed, but with it open, just beautiful. I'm going to close it to make a turn. I'm going to invert and stick back. When you land, you also you get an increase in engine volume.
65.
In a minute, combat. Okay, hold on. Yeah, when you land, you get with this engine sound, you get an increase in volume as you get close to the runway from reflected sound from the runway. So that's another little, a lovely little feature. There's an A20 north of the airfield, so I'll see if I can grab him, and he will fire back at me. He's only AI. We do have combat between people in this sometimes. It's only by common agreement. We don't just attack somebody. We agree that we're going to meet somewhere and do a dogfight.
Just a 3,265. Superb. Sounds like the guys have done a great job with the sound. Do you have any more ground units to attack?
Oh, there's plenty of ground units to attack, sir. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Let's go for this A20 first, and hopefully he won't destroy me with his rear gunner. Now, in War Thunder, you can actually shoot the gunners, but it doesn't seem to be the case in DCS. Whatever happens, they seem to carry on firing to the last bullet. Stay below him and come up at him. Well, I don't think he's going to survive that. There we go. Right, ground units. Let's go for, there's a a nice line of soft targets south of the airfield. Beyond that, there's a road and rail bridge.
265. I literally just got the VR2 for the PS. It won't let me use it. Brilliant shooting.
Yeah, I was lucky with that one, wasn't I, with the shooting. Right, so beyond the units I'm going to hit now, there's a road and rail bridge, and on that bridge there's about 4 BTRs, accompanied by a bunch of infantry that have some nasty stuff that they throw up at us. So even attacking them, the infantry can sort of take me down. But these are just, what I'm going for now is just like a line of soft targets, just trucks parked on the grass. Once I start hitting them, they will start to scatter. If I kill them all, they will then all respawn in this particular bunch.
Just at 3,265. Sorry, room delay between texting and receiving. Excellent, enjoy. Go get in.
Yeah, there is a delay. I think it's about 15 seconds or so, I don't know. And there's nothing, as far as I know, there's nothing I can do about it. It's not something I've built in. It's just something that's there and I can't alter it. The thing is, if I can put on a good enough show, it might encourage you to get back to DCS, eh? Okay, I'll leave those. I don't know how much ammo I've got left, but I will go and have a go at the BTRs on the bridge. At which time, on the first attack, when I first attack them, they might not respond because things have been changed a bit recently so that they don't immediately see you and know where you are. So it's a bit more realistic in that sense. So there's the bridge, that white structure. Probably more silvery, in fact. Okay, let's have a go at the BTRs. I'll make a turn. I'll make one, well, at least one strafe here, and then perhaps land and get rearmed. The BTRs are parked on the road, which I'm above now.
Just at 3,265. PC is old now. Swapped to PS as it was a cheaper option and I regret it every day. However, funds won't allow me just yet.
Okay, they will eventually, hopefully. But of course you do need a PC that's of reasonable spec for DCS, obviously. Okay, to land I'm going to open the canopy, make sure my prop pitch is fully fired. About 140 mph airspeed, I will drop the gear. There we go. And listen for the engine volume to pick up as I get just above the runway. Hopefully it will show. It doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't, but most times it does. flaps.
Jester 3265. Impressive.
I'm not sure what's impressive. The graphics, the gear coming down, or what? That's Laxor up there, who I'm trying to ignore. That wasn't a bad landing actually, considering I was looking at Laxor and trying to ignore him, but at the same time talk about him. I'm happy with that landing. Left rudder, apply some brake for left turn. Right rudder, apply some brake for right turn. I don't think I need to get rearmed. I don't think that bomber's gonna got me.
3265. The graphics are brilliant. Flying is impressive along with your knowledge, bringing landing.
A couple of other points that I love to make, which you may or may not be aware of. First of all, whilst I'm getting repaired.
3265. Blinding landing.
Thanks, Jester. I wish they were all like that. Sadly, they're not. But you know, sometimes you land with zero engine. Like if they've shot your engine and it packs up before you get back to the runway, obviously you've got to glide in and hope for the best. And normally if I get to the airfield under those circumstances, I can normally land and survive and get repaired. Let's get rearmed. Hold on.
Request refueling.
Right, so Jester, a question. There are these things here that I'm circling with my little yellow cross. Do you know what they are? Because I'd love to tell you if you don't know already.
Refueling complete.
No, rearming doesn't take long. That should be complete in a minute.
Rearming complete.
Oh, and before we talk about those blobs, assuming that you come back on that, if I adjust the switches on this lighting here,
3265.
oh, stand by.
What are they for?
Yeah, copy. Okay, so you'll see the illuminated sight there. Well, they ran on an ordinary incandescent bulb.
So I just switched over to the KA.
Oh, stand by. The KA, you're much clearer on the KA, definitely much clearer. Just chatting to my stream for a minute.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, so so these are incandescent bulbs that produce the light that shines up onto this glass plate. And obviously, because LEDs didn't exist, so obviously incandescent bulbs, the element could blow. And if they did, you've got 3 spare bulbs. So what they do is unplug this unit here, pull it away, and inside that is the bulb. They discard the bulb. Don't know where they put that. It must rattle around in the cockpit, I guess. And put a new bulb in, plug it in, and they've got their illuminated sight back. And the other thing I was going to say, that a lot of people, I mean, I didn't know this, It's only since I've been doing DCS that I found these things out. This other thing that I like to point out is this switch arrangement. If I click this and this, this is a Morse code key. If I jump out, put my nav lights on, if I jump out, I've also mapped the Morse code key to M. Now ordinarily I just don't use my keyboard. I don't want to use my keyboard for various reasons. But in this instance, just to demonstrate, I've mapped that button to M. So if I hit my M button, you can see there's a light at the top and a light on the belly. And the purpose of it is if my radio was to get shot, I'd have no comms, but I can use my Morse code button to communicate with the rest of the section, even if only by Morse code. So and most people don't know that. I didn't know it. I think it's fascinating. Let's put my flaps up, which are more like air brakes. I move centre runway. This truly is my favourite aircraft. The jets don't really do anything for me. The A10 is a fascinating aircraft. It's a fun aircraft to fly, but this is definitely my favourite. Now I've just noticed top left hand corner you'll find my frame rate is about 30 something. Well, it started off at over 70. And what happens is over the course of time, and I think it's due to what Laxor refers to as a memory leak in the DCS program, it causes the frame rate to drop over a course of time, and the only way I can get past that is to actually restart DCS, which I might have to do, depends on how far it drops. I mean, at the moment I can handle it with 30 something, but sometimes it drops to 5, and that's not so good. In fact, it's dropping below 20 occasionally now. So let's see about getting going. I've been rearmed, and carry on. So once again, using brake, rudder and throttle. I can taxi to the middle, centre runway. Only wants to be about 13 or 1400 RPM, if that, for taxiing. When I take off, I'll take it to boost 8.
65. Holy shit, brilliant. Yeah, I split my flaps to give me some form of care brake on my RC model. Still looks good, no problem with me, you just carry on, brother.
Okay. Right, stand by. Right. Okay, so I was going to say something earlier and I can't. Oh yeah, I was going to say that on takeoff I'll push the throttle to about boost 8, somewhere between 8 and 12. So there's 8. Let's zoom in. I'll boost somewhere between 8 and 12, and I will already have the stick fully back on full right aileron, and I'll throttle it up to that with the prop pitch set fully fine. So the prop pitch lever is fully forward, giving it fully fine prop pitch. Now I've just reset the view. That's the default view, and in honesty I believe it's inaccurate, certainly for a spit. You can probably touch your nose on any of those gauges quite easily, so I think more accurate is that view. I think that's probably more accurate. So I tend to fly like that. So brake off, and then stick back, etc., and away we go as explained. Brake off, throttle up. So I'll try and range it. I'll see if I can arrange it so you can see my feet. That's really awkward because I have to push my head down but look up to do this, but let's see. Right, so you can just about see my feet. Here we go, throttle up. Just dancing on the rudder pedals to keep us straight. 85, rotate, gear up, and all over the place because I was talking. Okay, I'll adjust my trim to give me just over 1 division. Oh, I didn't reset it. No wonder it took off oddly. Look, I didn't reset my trim to neutral for takeoff. So it is already at the flying position. So no wonder the takeoff was a little bit hairy and nosed up quite a bit. I'm getting quite warm with my big red shirt. Might have to take it off. I'll attack the convoy, that's where Laxor is. Oh, why is my engine dying? Why is it's died? It's got high temperature on the engine. I burned it out. How come? See if I can land. Gear at the last minute and flapped at the last. Well, that was a very messy landing. But I don't know why the engine quit. I mean, the engine temperature is high. Let's put the brake on. Hold on. See, the engine temperature is very high. Perhaps I took a hit that I wasn't aware of. Let's take a look at the engine from the outside. Oh, there doesn't seem to be any damage. I can't see why that overheated like that, but it did. Probably just my pure idiocy and lack of knowledge. Well, I would need to either repair or respawn.
Jester 3265. That was beautiful.
Yeah, well, I got away with it. A lot of skidding about, but with very little airspeed. I suppose that was bound to happen. So I was losing airspeed that I couldn't pick up, obviously, and I wasn't quite close enough to the runway. Otherwise, it would have been a smoother landing. But got away with it. I don't think I'm damaged. No, my wheels aren't, my tyres aren't blown. So, preferences for aircraft while I consider taking off this big heavy red jacket. And I might pour myself a beer. Of course, I've left my glass in the kitchen. Hold on.
Jester 3265. Gotta keep the nose down for airspeed until the last moment when your flaps and wheels go down. Terrify.
Yeah, with me, I fly by the seat of my pants, and I feel by what I think is right at the time, whether it is or not. Of course, I don't know. I'm not that clever, but I suspect you know more about the theory of flying, etc., than I do. Stand by. I'm just going to go and get a glass. So what do you think, Jester? Stick with the Spit or take, say, an A10 or a Mosquito or even a P51, P47? I haven't flown the P47 for a long time, actually. That might be a bit worrying. Even the P51, I haven't flown that much recently.
Jester 3265. I don't think I do, but Viador to fly. Whatever you fancy.
Whatever I fancy. Right. Well, actually, I'll try the Mosquito. Although, notice once again at the top left of my screen, my frame rate is still in the region of like 30s instead of 70s. So if it drops, and sometimes the Mosquito will do that because I think it's more intensive, requires more resource. So I might find I get in the Mosquito and it plummets the FPS. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to recover. The FPS, once they drop, it doesn't seem to recover. So then it'll be a case of restarting DCS. But for now, I'll try just swapping roll. I'm comfortable that I landed nicely initially on the Spit and then got away with it when my engine died. So I'm comfortable with that. So I'll see about a Mosquito. Well, I'll let Lexor know first. Lexor, copy. Of course, he might not have his radio on. He might be in a similar position where he's changing aircraft, in which case he won't have his ears on. Okay, I'm
Jester
going.
3265. I'm not more knowledgeable, sorry, keep forgetting the lag. Do a respawn or restart if you wish, I'll be here when you get back. I'm just chilling.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I'll jump in a Mosquito, and if anyone knows how I can reduce or eliminate the lag, I'll be very appreciative, because it really is annoying that there is such a big lag between me saying something or you typing something and then the result occurring. So it's really a nuisance. I'm going to jump in a Mosquito for now. Lexor jumped in a Harrier. I think the radio on the Harrier is horrible if I remember right. It's all muffled and horrible. And look at my frame rate now. Oh dear.
Jester 3265. The lag is not a problem. Let's go annoy some ground units. What's your mate up to in the chopper?
Let's take a look at the map and we'll see where Laxor is. Or not? Where is he? Oh, I'm forgetting he's not in the chopper, he's in the Harrier, isn't he? So there he is. What he's up to at the moment is probably just running up the engines and getting started. I could select him and listen. Well, he's got his engines running. And either he hasn't asked to be rearmed yet, or we're out of supplies. Okay, I'll jump back into the Mosquito. Notice my frame rate is now in the teens. Drops to 7 when I get back in here, up to 20. Not sure how this is going to pan out. I'll give it a try. I'll get armed first, hopefully. By the way, I'm using voice attack, which tonight, I shouldn't say this perhaps, but tonight has behaved reasonably well. I don't know if you know of voice attack or use it, but I'll just because of the gap and the delays, I'll just explain. Voice attack is a program where you can use your voice to replace keystrokes from the keyboard, etc. So I never have to touch my keyboard as long as voice attack is working, and very rarely even when it isn't. So I can just say like comms and it brings up the comms menu. Let's see if it's working. Sometimes it sulks and it doesn't work, but it's a free program unless you buy it for about £9. If you have the free version, it's like one profile, I don't know, perhaps for a particular flight sim, and 20 commands. To be honest, that's plenty. It really is. If you buy it, it's £9 and it's unlimited profiles of unlimited commands. But I think it's really good. When it's working, it's brilliant. I love it. Let's see if I can get the comms menu up. There we are. I just said comms and up it came. I'll now say F8. I'll now say F1. So none of that, no touching of the keyboard. If you're not aware of it already, it's worth investigating. But as I say, sometimes for the whole evening it'll give me trouble. It won't work properly, and I really don't know why. Laxor has found the same thing, so there's something about it that's a bit iffy, but so when it's working, it's brilliant. Okay, so I've selected rockets. I'll do 605 Squadron 1. And to get this to happen, of course, you're probably aware, in DCS they can't hear you if the window's closed. So open the window and ask for refuel, rearm, etc.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Oh, perhaps I didn't ask for a change in fuel, I can't remember. Okay, I can now start on the aircraft.
Rearming complete.
I'll have a look in a minute and see if he's given me everything I've asked for. Let's have a look. Well, yep, I've got rockets. Right. There are a few more switches. Turn on the fuel. And now I need to ask the ground crew to they call it run the starter, but it's basically priming the engines.
Jester 3265. Yeah, I've not used the voice command in DSC, though I did use something similar in MS Flight Sim. They are just so immersive and enjoyable. I can hear you're British. I'm in the south near Surrey.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome Surrey. I'm in Essex.
Run the starter.
Copy.
Okay, so they're running the start, so I can now start the engines. I've only got an FPS of 17. Oh my god.
Jester 3265. Gotcha.
Right, I'll start the starboard engine. Magnetos are on, so we have to open the booster and starter, or starter and booster covers. Not easy to see in there. I think they need to do something to make that more visible. I mean, I've zoomed right in now and I can see it, but without doing that, you can't really see it. So push the starter, push the booster and then the starter, or start then the booster.
Jester 3265. Is it a pain to restart the sim?
It just takes a little, I don't know, a couple of minutes, and of course I lose comms, because one of the things when I use my push to talk, it incorporates the control key, and if I do that at the wrong time, I get white screened. The viewer doesn't see that, but I get like white screened, and there's a danger that it'll all fall over. So I tend to not want to speak until I'm back into the aircraft. But let's just see how we go. I'll start the other engine. Close these covers. Okay, those covers are open, ready to go. Oh, I'm also sitting on something called a U-Shake 6, which is a transducer pad. It's got 6 transducers in it, 2 of them under the thigh and 4 sort of into the back. So that I feel all these things happening. Like when you land, you feel the bump to some degree. It's just that makes it more immersive. When the gear comes up, you hear and feel a satisfying clunk as the gear settles into the wings. Okay, I'll set my trims. I don't think I've turned my radio on. So I'll do that.
Jester 3265. Yeah, my brother-in-law was looking at getting one. Would you recommend it? The seat thingy.
Well, it depends. I mean, it's still basically just like speakers, isn't it? It's transducers, so it can never really replicate flying, obviously. But when you're flying, like I do tend now, when I bring the gear up, I tend to wait to feel the gear come up, not just see the lights on the indicator. I feel the gear come up. When I put the flaps down, I feel the flaps go down, and when they come up, I feel them come up. So it's helpful in that sense, but I mean it's never going to be the same, but it's more realistic than not having it. Whether it's worth it, well, you're probably talking about 400 quid, so it depends on how much money you've got to throw about, and whether you can justify it. I haven't been on holiday for some time, so I justified it by the fact that I haven't spent out on holidays. Right, I'll adjust my altimeter. I've already done my trims, but I will also on this, we do have aileron trim. So that's aileron trim set as well. The brakes on this work the same as they do on a spit. So you're using a mixture of throttle, brake and rudder pedals to taxi. Let's see how it goes. I mean, we're down to 16, 17 FPS, 13. Well, we'll see. If it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I'll just have to restart DCS. So if you suddenly lose me, I mean, I should be able to speak still, actually. But if you suddenly lose me, then that's why. Let's take the brake off and away we go. So left rudder and some brake. Putting braking on just the left wheel. That's full left rudder. And of course it's like driving a boat, isn't it, with this?
Just a
You have to
3,265.
hold on.
Yes, so it fools the brain. Along with the VR, your brain can't recognize it's a sim. So yeah, 400 quid sounds pretty reasonable. I love to be immersed as much as I can afford.
Oh yeah, I mean, I recommend it from my point of view because I was able to do it and it is more immersive. But it depends. I mean, if it is either the seat or some kind of head tracking, I'd go for head tracking. But because I've already got head tracking, pedals, etc., the next thing was the transducers on the seat. So to me it made sense. Yeah, so when you're taxiing, when you make a turn in one direction and you don't just straighten up and it stays there, it's like a boat, it wants to carry on, so you have to straighten up and then give it a little bit of the opposite move to prevent it from carrying on. Depending on how tight a turn you made. I used to have trouble taking off in this aircraft, but Laxor gave me a couple of pointers and I think it's working for me, so hopefully I won't have a problem today. Apart from the fact that we're now between 20 and or 15 and 20 FPS. We'll see. I'll close the window because that's just going to give extra drag that I don't need. I'll give it flaps for takeoff.
Just a 3,265. Yeah, taxiing you can't see much, can you?
No, you can't. Whether it's in this sort of Spitfire. Spitfire's got a big nose sticking out in front of you. Right, to put some flaps down, I need to unlatch this safety lever and then hit the flap until I get what I want, and what I want is round about 20 on this flap gauge. And then I'll hit it again with a right click to bring it back up again and stop that needle. So about that. So now the flaps are set ready for takeoff. I'm going to make my guns ready, because if I don't I will forget by the time I get to target. Likewise my rockets. Okay, so rockets are ready, guns are ready. Once again, the default view on this I think is too far back. So, now with this, the way that I use this one, for takeoff I throttle up, but the rudder won't do anything. So whereas on a spit, when you take off, you don't need the brake. The rudder is good enough. It's a small light aircraft. On this, it's a bigger, heavier, lumpier aircraft, so the rudder just isn't going to be powerful enough to keep you on track. So I tend to use, if you can see the brake lever there, I tend to use the brake partially on. That means when I push my rudder pedals, it puts a certain amount of influence on the braking of each wheel. So with the brake partially on about there, doing that actually puts braking on left and right wheels, all right wheels, as ever it's however my rudder pedals are set. And then when it gets to, I don't know, perhaps about 80, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, the nose will drop. When the nose drops, I know that I can completely release the brake, because I'll be gradually reducing the brake. I'll be able to completely release the brake and then fly as normal with the stick and the rudder. Then I'll have to get my gear up. To get the gear up, this little switch here, I have to flick it down, and I've got a button to do that, but for some reason my gear switch is not bringing that up every time, so I think I might have to hit that manually. Let's just see. And then of course I can bring the flaps up once I've taken off. Okay, let's have a quick look. So you can see I've got some flaps on there, not too much. Right, here we go. So I'm going to leave the brake in this position. Well, actually I could put it fully on, throttle up, and gradually bring the brake off until we start moving. Right, so I'm leaving the brake on, and I'm using the rudder pedal to supply braking to the appropriate wheel. Throttling up more, gradually reducing the braking, throttling up more, still reducing the braking as we go. 80 miles an hour. Nose is dropped.
Chester 3265. Brilliant. Your knowledge is from hours of practice. It takes hours to remember the takeoff sequence. Rolling on the floor laughing, I miss it. I'm gonna make a quick coffee. Back in 3 minutes.
Yeah, copy that. welcome to any viewers that are there, and if you have the opportunity, drop a message in the chat just to say hello. Doesn't cost anything and it's non-committal. I'm waiting for Jester to get back. He's just making himself a cup of coffee. He's viewing, and we've been having a chat about Spitfires and mosquitoes and things. Okay, there's a black dot up ahead there on the ground. It's in the sight now. That's actually a collection of infantry and vehicles. So I'm going to hit them, probably with some rockets. I'm bad with rockets, but let's just have a go. When you're close enough, if you zoom in, when you attack, you see the infantry scattering in all directions. But I'm not going to zoom in because I don't think they had that facility in reality. Okay, rockets away in a second.
Chester 3265. I'm back. I'm gonna be quiet, but I'm still here listening, loving it.
Okay, and if you look at the top left of the screen, having made my ground attack, I'm now down at 2 frames per second, which is not ideal by any means. I did make quite a big hit on those cars and the infantry below, but I don't think this is going to recover in terms of frames per second, so I think I'm going to have to restart DCS, which doesn't take long, but in the meantime I will lose comms. It's not going to recover.
265. Time to reboot.
Yeah, it's not actually reboot the computer, it's just restart DCS, that's all. So I'm going to do that now, and hopefully you know, anyone that's there now will hang on whilst I do that and be back. I won't be able to speak during this time, but it's only a couple of minutes. At least I can pour my beer. It even takes a while for DCS to actually stop. But it'll get there. It won't take long. So please just stick with me. Stick with me. Okay, I'm going to have to stop the profile, which means at that time I won't have comms, but it's not long before I'm back on with comms. I can type a message in the chat if necessary.
Chester 3265. I'll be here, no worries, thumbs up sign.
Okay, I can speak for a moment. I'm going to go into multiplayer, but once I start loading the server and the mission, it's best if I don't speak until I'm in. Okay, I've chosen a spit because it is the that's my weapon of choice, especially for testing, because I know pretty much what I should be seeing from a spit. So it's all looking good. You notice my FPS have now jumped up to 70s and 80s, and sometimes I go beyond that. It just went up to 90 odd. It depends on what's happening in the background. So I have to get armed because we spawn in now with no ammo, etc.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
Okay, whilst they're doing that, I can go going through my startup procedure. Which is pretty simple on a spit.
Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
Oh, I remembered to put my prop pitch fully fine, but what I didn't do was put my brake on. Luckily I realised I was moving. Brake must be on when you start the aircraft, and I failed on that. Failed the test.
Jester 3265. Brilliant. Let's go get that ground unit after refuel and ammo. Love the Spit, had the Fokker Wolf, but like you, the Spit is so beautiful to fly, she's my go-to.
Yeah,
Weapons on.
especially the Mark 9. To me, the Mark 9 is the top of the tree. I know there were marks beyond that, which theoretically would be better, but for me, the Mark 9 is the top of the tree. Absolutely beautiful aircraft. It looks good. It's not got horrible clip wings that I think Mark 14 maybe or 16 had. And it hasn't got the all-round vision canopy, which is a disadvantage obviously, but it just doesn't look so good. I like this one where you see that bubble canopy. Oh, it's just so beautiful. A beautiful aircraft. And in case there's anyone there that doesn't know, on the back of the
Jester 3265. Weapons on. Have the Supermarine Spitfire.
yeah, the weapons, all I got to do is make my guns ready on this. That's all I've got to do, because I don't use bombs. I could load bombs on it. I'm useless, don't really like bombs, only use my guns. So all I've got to do is make sure my guns are armed and ready to go. I was going to do something else. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about trim. So now that I've done it so you can see my mouses, for those that don't know, these are your trim tabs for your elevator. So your elevator does this, and your trim tabs do the same, but only a tiny amount. So they're like fine tuning. So instead of having to fly permanently like that, I can put an amount of trim on it that does the same effect as that, so I don't have to keep holding it. You trim the aircraft so it can fly pretty much on its own. Likewise, I do the same with the rudder. There's the rudder trim tab. Now I adjust the rudder trim tab so that I haven't got to hold the rudder round all the time. The Spitfire, of course, doesn't have aileron trim, so I can't adjust that. I can on the Mosquito, but not on this. Right, I'm going to put the pilot in place, because that's what I would see if I was flying. I wouldn't see an empty stick. Okay, what have I forgotten? I must have forgotten something. Adjust my trim. Right, my nose trim is currently set for to do 2 divisions up. I'm going to set it to neutral for takeoff. When I've taken off, I'll put it back up to about just over 1 division up. I'm now going to adjust also the if I haven't already, I'm sure I haven't, no, the rudder trim's difficult to see. I'm going to put it so the double D of rudder are roughly 3 o'clock.
3265. Know all about trimming from RC flying.
Yeah, I imagine you need it specifically on that, because it's not quite so easy sort of remotely to fly. So yeah, trimming definitely. Right, and as I've said, I think that's more like a realistic view in a Spitfire, not that, but that. I think that's probably more realistic. Okay, let's take the brake off and taxi to runway. Pull left rudder, throttle up a little bit and put some brake on, which put brake on the left. So once you change direction, as I said earlier on, you need to give it a little bit of the opposite direction to prevent it from carrying on in the direction that you first started to push it, like a boat. This is so immersive, this whole thing with the track IR and all the pedals and everything, having everything there, and of course the sensory feedback seat cover, but it still takes concentration. It takes your mind away from all sorts of stuff, which can be really good. And now when you turn around, because this is such a narrow wheelbase, when you make a turn to left or right, if it's anything like a 90 degree, there's every danger that you're going to like roll over to one side. So you have to do it carefully and slowly. So I'm holding the brake in a particular position and adjusting the rudder, so it puts braking on the appropriate wheel with the chosen rudder direction. Right, I'm going to put the brake slowly, fully on, and put it on. If I put it on fast when I'm moving, she will nose over and she will break her prop. So, just checking. I've got my nose down trim is set to neutral. My flaps are up, I don't want them. I'll put some lights on. So there we've got green and red Navilight. And a white tail light. Right, where we were going to go, I can't remember where we're going to go back to. Oh, back to the units, with the cars and the infantry. We're going to go back there, were we? I can't remember, I think we were. Okay, break off, take off.
Chester 3265. Lights are a touch after. There are few strafing runs on them ground units.
Okay. Yeah, the lights look good. And just listen once again to that open canopy engine. It just sounds so real. I'll close it. Now, I have to be a bit careful because there's some red units there to the west, in front of me, basically, that are quite hostile. They are a convoy, and they will take me down if I get too close. Right, I brought my prop pitch back to about 2,700 RPM. Not going to worry about the A20 that just crossed past. I've got a feeling those helicopters are near our target and they can be dangerous. If they're the ones I think they are, then they carry missiles and they are very dangerous. You don't get any warning, you just see maybe a flash and then that's it, they've got you. Because I think it's where that blue container is. I think that's where the units are, but the helicopters are not too far away. Okay, I'm seeing a field with a little black dot in it, and I think the black dot in that field, if it's the one I'm thinking of, is a gas tank. Beyond the gas tank, there are the units on the ground, the troops and cars. There's also a tower, a gun tower, right near them. So there's every danger that gun tower will take me. I'm not going to waste ammo on this tank, this gas tank. I'll go at a point where hopefully I can take either or the gun tower or the ground unit. I've hit the gun unit, but not destroyed it. It's 18%, but now I know where it is, I stand more of a chance. Very odd when I'm coming on it, and it just falls to bits.
265. Your eyesight must be good. Couldn't see a thing when you said about the speck on the ground.
Well, I've got a bigger screen than you, possibly. That's destroyed it, I think. It's down to 59%, which is effectively means it's done for. And it's easy to lose sight of the target, even easier when it's an aircraft, and the aircraft is dashing about. Okay, I can see the tower shooting at me. That's it, tower's destroyed. I don't know if you saw it fall, but it all fell to bits. So now I can safely come back and have a go at the other units. Although there are other enemy units in the area that I have to be careful of. Now I don't know how much of these is left. I think I must have got them all pretty much. With the rockets, because they are all pretty much all containers. I think I said before, when you destroy a unit, it gets replaced by a container which helicopters from our airfield can collect, take back to the airfield for processing as fuel or ammo. Just checking the time, it's just gone 2 o'clock. We normally close at about 2:30. I did take some damage, and possibly I, as a pilot, may have taken a hit because it's a bit sluggish. So it could be it's a bit sluggish because the pilot is injured. Couple of bonus targets there, so I'm heading back to base now. Oh, but there's a chopper behind me, and if he releases a missile, I'm done for. I'm definitely suffering with, in terms of having control of the aircraft. It's slow to react. Well, either the aircraft is slow to react, as I said, or the pilot is injured. I've also got to watch out for those BTRs in the convoy, because they will also try to get me as I pass. So I'm going to try and go a bit south of those. To land, I need to open my canopy, put my prop pitch fully fine, gear down, flaps down. So down there, those dots are the convoy, hoping that they're not going to shoot at me, because I don't want to have to avoid what they're doing. Okay, I need to lose some speed, so canopy open. Put the prop pitch fully fine. Gear down. And flaps down. Slacksaw and his Harrier off to the right.
Jester 3265. Switched to my TV so I could see better, but no access to text. Will be with you till 2.30. Might be very quiet though.
Okay.
Sound.
Oh, well done, thank you. What's the time? I can't see. 2 hours. Oh, okay. We've got about 20 minutes, maybe. I'm trying to behave myself on the late nights, because I have so many stupid late nights. Because I haven't got to get up for work in the morning, I end up going to bed at 3:30, 4 o'clock sometimes. More often than I should. I mean, at flight nights I expect it, but sometimes that happens a few times during the week as well. I just caught up on doing things. Okay, flaps up so that I don't forget to put them up before I take off next time. I just try to think where to go next. Actually, there's some units directly in front of me, off to the east. They're a little bit dangerous at times because they shoot back. I might have a go at those. I don't know if it's worth getting repaired. Let's have a look around. Oh, the engine area has taken hits, so I'd better repair. That voice attack is now sulking, so it's a keyboard and mouse job for now. Well, I can't get repaired yet. I've got to cut the engine, and the engine has to completely stop before they will entertain working on it. Can't think why that would be.
Request repair.
Copy.
Right, I'll also request rearm. If I've got any leaks, they might well say unable to comply until the repairs have been completed, and then I'll have to get rearmed after that. Let's just see what happens. Oh, I probably was speaking too quietly before because voice attack behaved.
Request refueling. Request
Unable to
refueling.
comply.
Okay, so I
Unable
have
to
got
comply.
I have got a leak. I guess let's take a look. I'm not seeing, because usually what would happen is that sort of around this area you'll see little streams of black, or if it's oil, or white
Chester
if it's fuel.
3265. Sod the view you need to ask about your rig. Very very nice. What's it called?
Okay, it's a Thrustmaster Warthog. It's actually a replication of the stick and throttle unit that you actually have in the A10 Warthog. So when I'm flying an A10, what you're seeing on screen is the same as what I have here, pretty much. But they ain't cheap, and the two together, I've bolted them together. They don't come together. I'll just fix them together because it gives it extra weight for preventing it from sliding about. But when I say extra weight, these units together come to about 17 pounds, so it in theory has enough weight to hold itself down. But on a slippery surface, when you get excited, you can slide it about a bit. So that's why this has two throttle units, because obviously the Warthog has two engines, and you can bolt them together. There's a bolt just there, if you can see the inset. There's a little bolt that slides across and locks the two together. In the Spitfire, I use this one for prop. Oh, I haven't got my radio on, so if Laxor was trying to talk to me, I wouldn't have heard him. I'll just do a quick radio check. Oh, because I restarted, didn't I? I'll just check, see if Laxor's there and receiving. Laxor radio check. But of course he might not have his ears on at the moment. Oh, we've just been repaired and dropped back on the runway. So now I can get rearmed.
_barasilicase. Discord.
Laxor's suggesting Discord. Okay, I'll go there. Yep, I'll go Discord.
Chester 3265. Looks beautiful. You ever fly MS Flight Sim? No military units when I was using it.
Yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, I've got that. I don't use it very much because there are various things not right on it, but I've got a Spitfire in there. Right, stand by for a quick chat with Laxor. Okay, Laxor, copy?
Yep, copy.
Okay, right, yeah, so I take it you're not using the radio because you're in the Harrier.
Yeah, there's well, I can use it, but of course you can't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. Okay, what's the time? we've got about 15 minutes, I'd say, because I'm trying not to push it beyond. I've had a lot of late nights again during the week, so I'm trying not to push it beyond. I'm also trying to rein it in a bit because next weekend is going to be Duxford weekend, not this coming weekend, but next week. So there's things I need to do, and I need to sort of train myself into going to bed earlier and getting up earlier to get things done.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Jester 3265. If you want /need to go, sorted, no worries.
No, I've got another, what, roughly 15 minutes to comply with our preset time for finishing. We used to finish at about 4:30, but we're trying to behave ourselves over the last quite some time.
Jester
Right,
3265. Your plane caught some bullet mud air from your left.
that's right, yeah. That's repaired now. So I'm repaired and I'm rearmed, so I can get in the air again. I'm just trying to think where best to go. Oh yeah, I said about some units directly in front. Assuming that Laxor hasn't already taken them out, I'll go there and take a look. So let's get started. I'll give it 3 pumps on the primer because the engine's warm. That time I made sure that the brake was on. And there's Laxor doing a bit of hovering practice. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to take a look at those BTRs over to the east of the airfield.
Where's that?
Okay, double check, flaps are up. Trim is wrong, good job I double checked. So I'll set the trim to neutral. They often suggest 1 division of nose down, but I think that's too much. Well, it's too much for me anyway. It works best for me just there. That's what I've found over the course of time. Okay, brake off, stick back, full right aileron, and away we jolly well go. I suppose for the sake of safety I should be closing my canopy, because although it's not very protective, it's more protective from a bullet than open air would be, so I'll close my canopy reluctantly. Got to find those units because they're not marked at the moment, I think. Oh, perhaps they are. Oh, there's some. There we are. They're down there. See what ones shoot at me. Maybe I didn't squeeze hard enough, but I didn't get any 20mm go out at that time. But there's quite a firm second pressure on this trigger to make the heavier caliber guns fire. I'm sure I haven't got any cannon. This is 7.7's coming out. I did ask for them to reload me, I'm sure, so that could be the bug. Sometimes when you get repaired, little bugs occur, such as on a A10 I had a repair where I couldn't start the starboard engine, it wouldn't start. And it could be that the bug on this is that it hasn't repaired, it hasn't fully loaded me. Okay, there's a unit down there. No, I've got no 20mm. They didn't put 20mm on for me. That's a pain, because I'm not going to do much with these, although they're not shooting at me at the moment. Okay, I'm going to RTB. I think that's a repair bug. I'll just mention that to Lex. I think I've just had a repair bug with the spit, because I asked for repair and reload. But they didn't put any 20mm on board.
It's not impossible, we've run out.
Ah.
I wasn't sure how they... I'm not sure what they were listed as in the resources.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't thought about the fact that they might not have put them on simply because we've run out. I didn't think of that.
I've never actually seen the 20mm listed as an ammo type.
Okay, well, I'm going to land, and there's not really going to be much point in taking off again afterwards, so I'll probably finish there once I've landed.
Alright, I'll probably do a little fly in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 3 o'clock probably be my next.
Okay. Not a brilliant landing, but apparently one bounce in the Spitfire is still classed as a perfect landing. That wasn't a perfect landing, but I think it was only the one bounce. Let's move off runway.
Jester 3265. Enjoyed our evening, bud. Lovely to meet you. See you on your next stream, next weekend.
Okay, Chester. Well, actually, next weekend I don't know when I'll be flying because I've got other things happening. So very unusually, I might not be flying next weekend. Maybe only the Friday, or maybe not at all. But we're up tomorrow night. We fly generally like UK time anywhere after 22:30 in the evening through to about 02:30 as we are now. So that's Friday nights and Saturday nights. So Friday through to Saturday and Saturday through to Sunday. So that's the way we usually do it. So might see you tomorrow night. But now I say, oh, this is really sad. I notice I've now got 4 viewers, and I hate it. I hate to leave the stream when I've just got more viewers. So if those new viewers would like to just say hello, anything in the chat, I'll hang on a little bit longer.
To respawn and then empty your gun ammo.
I'll see what you're saying, yeah.
So I can't seem to find anything that's not 100.
Oh, okay. I think I probably would have to respawn because I don't think this is going to fire 20 mils, so it could still be the repair bug.
I've got notifications on. It'll catch up pretty soon.
Because there's ammunition
Have a
and
lovely
bullets
weekend.
on the miscellaneous
Don't work too hard.
option. But other
I've got to go anyway, so be lucky.
But I
Catch
can't
us
see
soon.
anything like Spitfire 20 mil.
Okay,
Or
I'm
Browning
catching.
20 mil, whatever they are.
Yeah, I'm catching most of it, I think, but just to put a message on for me, and of course I have the female voice reading it, so she was talking over you, and I couldn't decipher both at the same time. I'll have to read Jester's message in a second, but I suppose I could spawn in, fire the guns, and then reload, and or just to see if I've got any cannon. I might do that.
Yeah. I think with the with some aircraft I can't remove spawn ammunition, so you get some for free that I can't control. So it depends if it's one of those aircraft.
Okay, well, it always spawns in for me. The Spitfire always spawns in empty.
Right. Okay.
All right, I'll try swap. So I'll lose you for a minute, and I won't be staying for very long, I don't suppose. Although I have now got 4 viewers instead of 2. I hate to leave it when I've got new people come and join me. So if they speak to me, I might go on for a bit longer. But in the meantime, I'm just going to respawn, so I'll lose comms for a bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
To respawn, I'll have to select a different aircraft first and then come back in. Otherwise, I'll end up with the same aircraft, damaged or whatever. And now I'm just going to test my guns. See what happens. I'll get loaded and test my guns and see if I've got 20mm loaded up. If not, then that suggests that the airfield has run out of 20mm.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Right, we'll see what we get. I won't necessarily take off, but I will just try my guns. If other people there want to have a quick chat and say hello, I might hang on longer. Right, now I can read Jester's message. Hold on. Oh, you've got to go anyway. Okay, Chester. Well, thanks for being there, sir.
Rearming complete.
Catch you another time. Maybe tomorrow night. I've been rearmed. I'm going to see if I've got my all my guns. That's the 7.7s. So we should see those cannon fire. In fact, you see the little red tips. They should disappear if the cannons are firing. There we are. I've got both. I'll just pass that on to Laxor. Okay, I just respawned and yeah, I got cannon. So that must have been a repair glitch.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay, well I'm going to shove off. I'm almost glad that my viewers have dropped down to 1, which is possibly the standard bot. I don't know. I'm almost glad because I hate to shut down when I've got people just joined me, but they are aware. I have mentioned to them. So okay, tomorrow night, are you there?
Yep, should be.
Okay, well next weekend, as I've just explained to Jester, who has been on my stream, I don't know when I'll be flying. I mean, Saturday night, you're aware that it's Duxford weekend.
Yeah.
I believe. So I won't be flying as such. I mean, maybe demonstrationally or for fun, but I won't be doing too much. I might not even use the server. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to demonstrate, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
On the Saturday night, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about.
Jet. Hello, buddy.
So
you stream pretty cool. I love it, and I want
got a
to
message.
be a
I've got to
friend
come
with the
back in a
sick
minute.
ideas for your channel.
Yes.
Chat me up on Discord owner_003.
Right, I just got a message that was talking all over me as well. Okay, yeah, stand by. I plug Jet. I'm going to call you Jet, mate. Stand by, Jet. Yeah, so I'll fly on. I can probably fly on Friday night. Saturday night, I don't know. If I do, it might be a bit sort of as a brief thing without getting too interactive.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Okay, well I've got some on my stream again.
I dealt with that message, quote unquote. That was an automated account.
Oh right. What I plugged Jet one?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I suppose I should have got that straight away. But I mean, I wouldn't have done the Discord thing anyway. Thanks for that. Okay, right. Yeah. So thanks again, and hopefully catch you tomorrow night somewhere after 22:30, I guess.
Oops. Sorry, I'm replying, but forgetting to press the button. Yeah, somewhere after about 10:30, 11. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, mine I go, and I'll catch you then. Take care.
And take care.
TTFN. Okay, and for anyone left on my stream, if there is anyone, I'm going to close now. Thanks for being there. Flying again tomorrow night, somewhere after 22:30 through to roughly 02:30. So if you're there then, I'll see you then. Right. I'm going to close the stream. So, good night. TTFN.